my hen taking advantage of the sunshade, the umbrella, with two of her babies, I think. Although no, there weren't, a turkey and a chick. And as the sun goes round, it shades that corner there for the guineas and Maud. Yeah. Better for you, innit, rather than staying in the caravan, which is what you tend to do. You seem to feel the heat. She feels the heat an awful lot. I don't know why. She feels the heat more than Maud does. Ridiculous. So they can all benefit. Right. Little old crazy hens hatching her guineas out. You can hear them wiggling away from time to time. There's a shell there, and there's one in front of her that isn't going anywhere for the minute, and it's sort of a bit exposed, but it's so hot in here. But they're all chipping away just now, and you can hear them all trying to break out, pipping round and doing their thing. She's been a very good mum, even though she's completely mad. Perhaps this will be the making of her, who knows. But there's 2 eggs in there that I know are at least 3 days behind the other, so I'm going to have to keep a very, very good eye on her and wait until she comes off the nest and then go in and grab the eggs immediately, because they were retarded. I made a mistake. I thought they were all about the same stage and took out the ones that had been freshly laid that the guineas had laid later on. But I was wrong. I couldn't take them out of the incubator and cull them because they were growing quite well. And when they're moving around and their little hearts are beating, there's no way I can do anything. So I'm going to have to keep a vigil on her tomorrow, just in case she leaves the nest tomorrow, and whip those 2 out and put them in the incubator that I've already got up and running anyway for chicken eggs for Ginger, my old bareneck hen who's about 6-7 years old. She's still laying, and she's decided she's going to go broody for me, bless her. She's a brilliant mother, absolutely brilliant mother. So I shall put her on chicken eggs. I've given up with the other female turkey. She doesn't seem to be laying anymore either, so the eggs I've put in the incubator go under old Ginge. Oh girl. But I'm pleased about that. She's doing well. No, the chicks will stop looking at him. Or she's just told him off. Well, as I suspected, this little one here, the last one hatched out of BH's 16, 15, whatever she had. The second time he's been in, he was in 3 days ago. Blocked up bottom, dirty bottom, breathing through the mouth, gasping for air, very uncomfortable. Cleaned him up, put him in the box on his own to start with. Gave him some raw egg yolk, sterilised with boiled water or boiling water. Gasping through the mouth even more, but then he was drinking it off the spoon with great gusto. About 3 hours later, he screamed. I've never heard a noise like it in my life, and I came rushing over thinking he was dying or got called up or done something, or on his back or whatever, just to discover that he was squatting trying to poo, and he did a poo, and then he stopped screaming, and then an hour later he did the same noise again, did poo, and that's why I decided he was blocked up to the eyeballs, nothing could digest, and basically he was being poisoned with the toxins that were being retained in his body. And the egg yolk obviously got everything going with me clearing him up. Even though he wasn't completely blocked, perhaps he was blocked enough to make it difficult for him, and he is so tiny. This is one of the smallest ones of the rest of them. Look at the size difference, he's just not growing. I did say he wouldn't make old bones, I don't think he will. Today he hasn't got a dirty bottom, but he's just rushing around as he was the other day, aimlessly, not knowing what he's doing, where he's going, not feeding. And yet last night he was feeding beautifully, no problems. Perfectly normal little guinea, but his body shape seems not quite right. There's something not right with him. He's I don't know. It's nature knows best, as I've said before. I try and help out, but because that's just what I have to do. But perhaps I'm not doing good by assisting. Get off, fly, don't you dare. So we're leaving them like this. They've got their egg and their warm water over there. We'll just see how he is when I finish doing the others. I'll boil up the kettle again and give him some sterilised egg yolk, see if that helps. I don't know what his problem is this time. I say last time, 3 days ago, it was obvious what his problem was. But now I don't know. And he has been eating beautifully for the last 3 days. It seems to be every 3 days that he does this. That one doesn't look very happy either, because I brought that one in simply because he's got a blocked up bottom. I don't know if you can see, but he is well and truly pooed up. So we'll clear him up when I've fed all the others and administer to that poor little thing. But that's a shame. Well, so much for Crazy Hen hatching out her guinea fowl. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the incubator for quickness. I've got to get the hatcher set up now. This poor little devil here is completely bone dry. He's a third of the way out. She left the nest. She had 4 underneath her, whatever, 3 or 4. I didn't think she had any. I thought she'd eaten the rest. There's only 2 eggshells in the nest. That's what I saw first. I saw her and just looked in the nest and just saw 2 cracked shells, or 2 open shells. Didn't know what on earth had gone on, and then she moved, and then the little ones appeared from underneath her. I could hear one scream. I didn't know if it was an egg or one that was caught under the hay somehow, and realised it was this one. So, what a joke. What a joke. She was off the nest for a good half hour, and I think the rest are probably dead, because I know she's been off the nest at least 4 times in the last 2 days. In fact, I think she was off 3 times yesterday alone, because the chippings were all moved around, and where she fluffs up her wings and you know, exercises herself, blow her babies. So I'm surprised that the ones that hatched had survived. But at that time, it was a good half hour, if not more, before she went back to the nest. Meanwhile, I already had these under my t-shirt and was rushing around feeding the others quickly so they didn't starve to death, trying to keep these ones warm. They weren't that cold when I actually put them in under my t-shirt. They were reasonably warm, but of course if she's been off the nest at regular intervals during the course of the day over the last 3 days, which she has, 2-3 days, even though I've put no food in there for her, so as not to encourage her off the nest, and she's been off for half an hour or so at a time, they'll be dead. That's why that one's dried out. I'm not going to do anything with him until I've got the hatcher set up, and I'll try and open them up in the hatcher. I'm not going to open them up out here. I don't know why. Well, perhaps I will, but I think it'd be better off in being hatched in the hatcher, or just helped a little in the hatcher, because I don't know how many times the bottle tight's got cold. But there we are. What a joke. Crazy hen. Honestly, an absolute joke. Give me turkeys any day. Little bare neck hens and turkeys any day. It's done this for 4 days until they think there's no more hope. This one, oh, joke. Absolute joke. Well, this is the one that I've took out of the crazy hen. His little down is all stuck to the shell, and this is going to hurt him. Completely dry. So I don't know how long he's been trying to get out for. Probably 3 days or so. Poor little thing. And then if you leave the nest for half an hour at a time, 3 or 4 times a day, even 2 times a day, once a day is enough. And he's gasping for air, and I can't get him out quick enough. Alright, baby. But I had to warm him up because he was cold. Yeah. Look at that, absolutely bone dry. Yeah, we're not going to stick you in the hatcher, we're going to stick you down my t-shirt. Now you can recover properly. Poor little soul. And I've got a dreadful feeling the other 7 are dead. This is one hard shell, that's unusual generally. They soften up when they're, well, then again, if they've been left to dry out for hours at a time, or half an hour at a time, the shells don't soften readily enough.
I
haven't even looked at the others yet. Right. Oh, you poor little soul. Yeah. I'm trying. Yeah. There's his little face, look, poor little soul. This isn't looking very warm now. Oh, for heaven's sake. You know what, baby? Yeah, you're all stuck. I can't get you free. Oh my God. You could have stuck your head. Yeah, we're getting there. I have never in my life witnessed anything like this. Oh, you got it stuck to your face. Yeah, little one. Christ's sake. Where aren't you stuck? Oh my God, I can't get that off. No, it's stuck to your foot. Yeah, okay, you're there. There you go. Let me get this off your face, so. There you are. You breathe. You can breathe. You're going to be up and running, aren't you, before we've even got you out the egg. Now. Hold on. There he is. But he can't come out because he's all stuck. He's all super glued in there, look. Yeah, your head's stuck now. Wait a minute. Yeah, well, you're going to hurt yourself in a minute. Careful, careful, careful. Careful. Careful, does it. Careful, does it. Okay, up the t-shirt. Well, there's the one that was stuck in the egg, the shell. You can see he's got completely deformed feet. That is maybe why he was stuck in the shell and completely dried out. So I'll give him 24 hours. Oh God, this is gone blurred. Give him 24 hours to dry out completely in the box with the other poor little soul from BH, and he's certainly, oh dear, he's certainly feisty enough. Careful, Dylan! Certainly feisty enough, and very much wants to get out of there and run. Fighter, but feet completely mangled. So I'll take him 24 hours, and then I'll cut my tube up and put tubes on his toes to keep him straight if I can. I'm not doing that right now, poor little soul. And this little one, I don't know where he's going. Just give him some more egg yolk, and he seems to be having a problem digesting that. But he is He is feisty, but actually he's going to go and eat some of that now, maybe. Doesn't like being on that paper, it's slippery. But. So, and every single one of the other eggs dead, 7 of them. And they're not just dead, one would have been okay to hatch, but that's dead. Probably another 12 hours and it would have been out and running, but that's dead. And the others have been dead for days, if not a week or more. So, who would have hens hatching out eggs? Useless freaking things. Massive great turkeys and lose between 2 and 4%. Chickens, 50-60% loss. Ridiculous. Oh no, you're not going to get out of there, little one. You stay in there. You fluff up and let's deal with your feet. Yeah, 6 bits of tube. One boggling. Oh, my dear little guinea that I was bringing in sort of every 3 days. Well, I brought one twice after 3 days. Died last night. He was drinking the sterilised egg yolk a little, but not enough. He obviously starved to death. He wouldn't eat the boiled egg that I was feeding this little one. He would pick it up and spit it out. He seemed to be doing okay, and this little one was very happy to have him as a friend, and he was very happy to have this little one as a friend. And I decided that when that one had recovered and I'd straighten this one's feet out, which I'm not having much success doing either, I would give him back, to her rather than to go back with the others, because they're a week and a half old and he wasn't any bigger than this one. As I say, he died last night. I'm absolutely heartbroken about that. Absolutely heartbroken. This poor little thing, he won't keep the pipes on his feet, they won't stay on there. They just keep coming off, so I don't know what to do about his feet, and if they don't straighten up, I'm going to have to gas him. So what a dreadful, heartbreaking end to my experiment with hatching guineas under turkeys. Absolutely dreadful. So, yeah.